All right, welcome to today's class on website 201 with KW Command. My name is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and in today's class, I'll be taking you through adding in a bunch of additional pages to your website so we can help make that a little more advanced, a little more customized, and a little more applicable for your clients. So the goal of your website, the goal of your real estate website is you want that to be a one-stop shop for all of the tools that your client needs to go through a transaction, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through adding in some tools for your clients today to that KW Command website so we can make sure that's as optimized as possible and it sets you apart as an agent. So first thing we need to do is we're gonna log into Command and actually check on your Command marketing profile to ensure that all of your contact information is correct. So if you could join me, I'm logged into agent.kw.com. Agent.kw.com. If you guys have any trouble with this login, search your inbox for an email from us as a new agent. A big part of what we do at Scott Leroy Marketing is onboard all of your KW technology, meaning we set up your logins for everything. We set up your website for you so you don't have to. We do the basic setup so then you can add additional advanced tools like I'm going to show you today. So search your inbox for support at scottleroymarketing.com. If you're having any trouble logging into Command, that should be the top login on the Keller Cloud Setup Complete email we sent. So again, that's support at scottleroymarketing.com. I'll put that in the chat just so you guys have our email in general. If you want to go ahead and search your inbox to go ahead and grab your website URL, your logins for everything, we'll be referencing some items on there today. Search your inbox for that, and that should pull up your Keller Cloud Setup Complete email if we did indeed complete your KW technology for you. So now if you could join me by clicking on your name on the top right of Command, and then click on Settings from that dropdown. Now I'm going to say these steps a couple times because it is so important that you know how to get to your Command marketing profile. What we're about to do is I'm going to show you where all of your contact information pulls from on your website, on your mobile app, on landing pages, smart plans. Literally every piece of marketing in Command will pull your contact information from this one spot. So if you need anything changed, this is the spot to do it. So if you'd like to jot down these notes, again, I clicked on my name on the very top right of Command. Step 2, click Settings from that dropdown. Step 3, on the left-hand side, we'll have Connect Settings. And then we just have one option there, so that makes our lives a little easier. We'll select that marketing profile. And I'm going to say that again, but again, why this is so important is if you need to change, let's say you get a new headshot, a new logo, a new phone number for your business, email, whatever the case may be, KW has centralized all of your contact information to pull from this marketing profile, so it can just be updated in this one spot and it will update everywhere for you. It's a very beautiful thing. So again, if you'd like to jot down those notes on how to get here, your name on the top right of Command, step 1. Step 2, Settings. Step 3, Connect Settings. And we have our marketing profile. Now this should be mostly filled in for you if we did set up your KW technology for you. Okay, and this indicates that we turned your site on as well, this toggle on the top right. All right, so in case that this page is blank for you, first of all, I would recommend starting with the website 101 class, as this will be the more advanced class. However, I'm going to put a link in the chat for a short form for you guys to fill out. And it will prompt us to set up your Command marketing profile for you and also do the basic website setup as well. So if this is completely blank, fill out the form that I just shot you in the Zoom chat. It'll prompt us to do all of this for you so that you can come back and watch the DocuSign 201 class. I would recommend watching that after we have set up your website for you. All right, so assuming that we do have our content added in here, and of course you can work on this during class as well, guys, no problem. But we're going to want to make sure a couple things are added in. Any fields that say required or have this red star next to it, we'll mark that as required and for you to be able to save that. So important things to point out as far as your headshot goes, that typically does need to be cropped into a square. You'll notice a recommended size for that to show up properly on your website, because it does show up in this circle here. So if it's a square, it helps center it. Because if you have any trouble adding your headshot in properly, just shoot it over to us, right? We're happy to help with these kind of things. support@scottleroymarketing.com. And of course, it's free for us to help you guys with things like this. Also, so adding in your team logo. Okay, the team logo will be separate from, I'm just going to scroll down slightly, your Market Center logo. Okay, so your Market Center logo with the brokerage name will be separate from your team logo. So you can leave the team logo blank unless you are in fact on a team or you've gotten a logo done maybe at a spot like Fiverr or so forth. All right, so if you have a logo, you can add that in. Just please note you cannot remove it once you add it. All right, and it might look a little funny, like you'll notice mine looks scrunched up. Both these logos look scrunched up here, but it looks proper on the site, and I'll show you guys that. Outside of that, guys, let's go ahead and scroll through and make sure that all of your contact information is listed correctly here, especially keeping an eye on the fields with the red asterisk. Make sure your phone number is correct, email and website. Of course, we'll be reviewing what your website URL is. But let's scroll on down, keep eyeing over everything, goodness. And let's come down to the social section here. I just want to point out that you can also add your social media links if they are not already. That does need to be the full URL. So it would need to be facebook.com/ and then your branding there. If you're not sure of what your Facebook URL is, for example, you just pull up your Facebook profile page to copy and paste it from there. Okay, so you would pull up the Facebook profile page and copy whatever URL is at the very top of your Facebook profile page, like what the public would see, and paste that in here. And of course, these are things we're happy to help you with. And if you scroll down just a bit slightly, we'll have the bottom where we can go ahead and click save to save any changes. But I just wanted to note to you guys as well, and you know, as we're going through class and I point out different things that maybe you want us to do for you, right? Because a lot of what I'm mentioning are items that we can do for you. Okay, so feel free to jot that down, to shoot us an email after class to let us know what items you would like us to do for you or implement for you. And that is support@scottleroymarketing.com. The reason I say that is Google Analytics is a really great tool to add to your website, something we can do for you, but that will track the amount of views that you're getting on your website, how people are getting to your site, the bounce rate, meaning how long they stay on your site before they leave, the demographics of your viewers on your site, and so forth. So if you'd like us to set that up, jot that down, shoot us an email after class, and we can help with that. All right, and if you're not done with your command marketing profile, no worries. Just make sure you have those steps written down so you can come back and edit that after class. So now what we're going to do, now that we got all the nitty-gritty housekeeping done, again, make sure you click save on the very bottom of your page, and it will confirm that it saved your marketing profile. And we're going to navigate on over to our website to start adding in these custom pages. So the website section of command will be in the consumer tab on the left-hand side command menu. So on the very far left, you will see this menu. And if you click on the KW logo, it will pan out that menu. So you can kind of get the hang of the navigation around command and see what each icon means. For this class, we're going down to the consumer icon on the very bottom of that left-hand menu. Okay, and the consumer icon, it's named that because it has all of the tools for your consumer. So meaning, right, your website is a tool for your consumers to search properties. This will have the backend access to your mobile app, right, which is another consumer tool, or landing pages as well. So you'll see the main items to edit in the consumer tab will be your website, the mobile app, and landing pages. Just a heads up. Of course, we'll be focusing on the website today. And the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to add about 5 pages here. So I'm going to show you how to add 5 custom pages so you guys get the hang of adding in pages. And these will be really great pages to include on your site. We'll be starting with a testimonial capture widget. Okay, so testimonial capture page so that your clients can leave a review right on your site. So just to make sure everyone is where I am, make sure you're clicking on the consumer icon on the far left command menu on the very bottom. And let's click create a new page on the top right. So create a new page on the top right. And we're going to pick that top option, which is already selected on my agent site. So we're creating a custom page on your agent website and click create page. Now, when you do that, some things to note on this page. So this is the page creation tool. So you'll see a white slate, a white page in the middle of your screen, and some widgets on the right-hand side. So we'll be adding widgets, and you'll notice even content blocks on the bottom here, if you'd like to click on those and see what those are, like images and text boxes. Okay, we'll be adding these two categories, widgets and content blocks, over to our blank page. Okay, so make sure you have widgets selected because that's where we'll be starting. The widgets make your life super easy to create these pages instead of creating them from scratch. Okay, so these widgets on the right-hand side, we are first going to create a testimonial capture page. Now I forget almost every time I create a new page to rename it. So hopefully you guys can remind me during class today. We'll see how many times I remember. On the top left here, let's go ahead and rename our page first so we don't forget. So we're renaming this, let's say, Testimonial Capture. Now this up here is not viewable to your clients. This will be a great indication to you which page this is on the back end. Okay, so don't worry about the name of this too much here, but it's really important you do rename that so you know, makes your life way easier once we add this page to your site. So now that we added the page name, we're going to go ahead and add in a widget here on the right-hand side, and we're going to select the Testimonial Capture form. So how we go about adding widgets to our site, to our blank page here, is we're going to click and hold our mouse and drag it to the left-hand side. So click and hold your mouse, drag it to your blank page here, and you'll notice that green bar indicating that it is available to be dropped, and you can release your mouse. And it'll be grayed out, that's normal. Okay, but again, what I did, you already have that do nothing, right? But what I did is I clicked and I held my mouse on the testimonial capture form, click and hold to drag it over, then release your mouse to drop it. Now, anytime that you add a widget, it will just show you like the general widget. That's why it's grayed out, right? And it shows you widget is not configured. So what we need to do is actually configure the widget. And we'll do this process every time so you guys will get the hang of it. So we'll click on Configure Widgets on the bottom right. Okay, so configure widgets, and then you'll see a list of any widgets that you have on your page. So we'll just want to go ahead and click on that to open it. So just go ahead and click on the name of the widget, which is Testimonial Capture from there. And it will actually open the settings for this specific widget. All right, so we just need to change a couple things on the right-hand side for it to apply to you specifically instead of like this is their fake name for a team in here. So if you're not on a team, let's go ahead and put your name. If you are on a team, you can go ahead and put, let's say, Bass Properties. Let's do my team name. Okay, and what this team name section is doing is that's going to update your name or your team's name throughout the widget. So it'll actually say, how would you rate your experience with Bass Properties or with your name? Right, if you are a husband and wife team and branding, or just a partnership between you and another agent, you can actually put both of your names right here, and it will display that for you as well. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like so you can decide. So we have that team name. Then for headline text, okay, headline text, so that'll be right under here. Or I'm sorry, that'll be right here. So I'm going to go ahead and name this page. So it's basically, what are you naming this page? So I'm going to go ahead and add in the client reviews. You can name this leave a testimonial, right? Leave a review, let's say. think I'll change it to that. So I wanted to say leave a review, leave a testimonial. How was your experience? Whatever you'd like that headline to be. Again, that will be where the headline text is here. And you can kind of see where it lines up, right? And then this text will be right under it. So you can leave that, totally up to you. You can leave the default text that's there, or if you would like to, include something else, write in some custom verbiage, you can absolutely do that. All right, so now that's all I need to do is really update the first two fields. So the team name, we're going to update, and that'll update your name throughout. Headline, we're going to change that to leave a review or whatever you would like. I am leaving this description, but totally up to you. You can change that. All right, I'm going to leave the bottom two as well. So this right here, review headline, that will be right here. And then the review placeholder text, just so you guys know what that is, that will actually display in the actual text box, giving them ideas of what to write. And now to put that into life, we can click Save and Apply on the very bottom. Okay, save and apply, and you can see that pops all that in. Now, if you guys are not seeing the settings bar, if you guys lost me on that part, just a heads up how we got there is we click on Configure Widgets on the very bottom. Okay, so once you add a widget, and you'll have to do this every time that we create a new page today, so you'll get the hang of it. We add the widget over by clicking, dragging, and dropping. Then we'll click on Configure Widgets on the bottom. And it'll show you a list of the widgets that you have added, so you can select which one to edit. In this case, we just have one. So we'll click on that, and that will show us the settings. And once we click Save and Apply, that will take that gray overlay off, and you can see that it applies your changes. So if there's anything you don't like, you can change that right away. So if I want to change leave a review, if I decide I want to change this text, you can see where it puts in my team name as well. Right? This is where that pulls from, so you can alter that. And then click Save and Apply, and it will always update it for you. All right, so first page done. Congrats. We now have a leave a review page that we are going to add to our website. So now if you could join me by clicking on Save Changes on the top right. And here's a quick kicker for you. So when we click Save Changes, we're going to be creating, like I mentioned, 5 pages in a row. So to make your life a little easier, we're going to answer no in this question. So it's asking if I want to go ahead and make it live. I'm going to select no so that we can go back and make them all live at one time so we don't have to keep hopping back and forth. We're going to go ahead and add the 5 custom pages, and then I'll show you how to make them all live. So for now, let's click Save Changes, and then no, we're not launching that right now. And that will take me back to my agent site pages section here. Okay, so in this agent site pages section, typically you'll see all the pages that you have created. If you're just starting to work on your site, you'll probably only have the 3 main pages, just a heads up. Okay, but we're going to see our added pages here as well. And you'll be able to see with this eyeball icon whether that's live or not. So that is not live for right now. And you'll see on the 3 dots on the far right the option to edit or delete that. So as we're going through these guys, just know you are able to go back in and edit these to work on this further. So just try to get kind of the main hang of it, and then you can always go back and edit that. Now with that being said, with the notes that I sent out at the beginning of class, I'm going to pull that over just to show you guys. And just know that if you're watching this class recorded, I will have these notes in the description of the YouTube video below, so just scroll down and grab these. But this just shows you that you don't have to remember really anything I said, and this is all written out. So, anything that we have, where I'm telling you to change the team name, what I'm telling you to change the headline to, and so forth, it'll all be written out here, and I'll pull this up to kind of show you guys that as well. All right, so I'm just pulling that off to my other screen here, and we are going to get started on the next page that we're adding, which is going to be your mortgage calculator. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can add a mortgage calculator to your website to allow clients, calculate their estimated mortgage. Yeah, sure. Here you go, guys. Let me resend these notes out for you. That should be in the chat now if you'd like to grab that in the Zoom chat. And then again, if you're watching this recorded, it'll be in the description of the YouTube video below. All right, mortgage calculator. Let's go ahead and get that tool added. That's of course a really great tool for your clients. So again, make sure we're in the consumer tab of command. We've been there, so you're probably there. And let's click create a new page on the top right. So same process here that we're going to create a new page. We'll be doing the same process 5 times. Okay, so create a new page on the top right on my agent site, and then create page. All right, so this one is a little different, a little trickier. Okay, there's not really a mortgage calculator widget or anything provided by command at this time that allows you to add a mortgage calculator. Sorry. So we have this workaround from another site to allow you to copy the code in to create that mortgage calculator instead. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through that. If that sounded scary, don't worry, I'll walk you through it. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, so anytime that you create a new page, it won't let you save it without adding a widget. Okay, in this one, I don't need really a widget for the mortgage calculator specifically, but I need a widget for it to save. So the widget we always use to add is a download my app because it looks very clean, it's pretty small, and it'll be at the bottom of your mortgage calculator. So bear with me here as we go through this process and you'll see it unfold. Wait, before I do it, I'm gonna rename my page. See, I told you I forget every time. So first, before we do anything, let's come to the top left and name that whatever we would like to, let's say mortgage calculator. Emily, when you're renaming the page, it won't save right now because it's not a published page. So I can help you with that. Once we publish all these pages, you'll be able to rename that. So don't worry about that too much. I'll show you that towards the end. Good question. All right, guys, so we have that named mortgage calculator on the top left. So now I'm going to click the download my app option, that widget on the right-hand side. So click and hold your mouse, drag to the left side, and you'll see that green bar confirming, that's lining up to the blank page, and just release your mouse. Okay, so I'm adding the download my app widget, clicking and holding, dragging and dropping. And for this one, as I mentioned, right, this is not a widget. So we need to add in some custom coding. Okay, so how you do that, it's not as scary as it sounds, I promise. On the right-hand side, we'll click on content blocks instead now. So on the very bottom under widgets, we have the content blocks, and that will give us the option to add an image or text here. So in this case, I'm going to select text, and I'm going to click and hold, drag it over, and the green bar really comes in handy here because you can see that if you drop it, depending on where you line that up, it will drop it above the previous widget or below it, depending on where that green line is. We want it above the download my app widget. So line up the text box, release, and it will add that text box in. Now we're going to replace where it says insert your text here with that coding for the mortgage calculator that I'm going to send you. One hot sec here. So, but first we need to highlight this text so it's ready for us to just paste it in. Okay, so I can highlight it either by double clicking on it and it will highlight the whole thing. If you like keyboard shortcuts, Control A or Command A for Mac users, Command, PC users, Control. So Command A or Control A will highlight everything automatically for you if you're clicked in the text box, or you can double click to select that all. So I want to highlight it all. And then I'm going to send out, so this is on the notes. All right, so I'm going to send out the mortgage calculator website here. So I'm putting this in the chat. The code is also in the notes, but if you can open in the chat, go ahead and grab that link for that mortgage calculator that I just put over there. It's in the notes as well if you're watching this class recorded. So So in the notes, you can just scroll down to find the mortgage calculator section and you'll see that coding there. If you're watching this class live, again, you can click on the link in the Zoom chat that will open this page. And you can kind of see the mortgage calculator that we're going to be adding at the bottom. So this is what it looks like. So pretty nifty. So you'll see coding above that. Right. So all you need to do is copy this code and paste it into that text box, and it will generate this mortgage calculator for you on your site, which is pretty nifty. So all I need to do is click on copy to clipboard. So again, I got to the site from the link in the Zoom chat. If you can pull up the Zoom chat and just click on that, there'll be a link to the mortgage calculator. Or you can grab this from the notes if you're watching it recorded and click copy to clipboard. So I scroll down slightly to find that source code, click copy to clipboard. And you'll notice it's copied. So now I'm going back to my site. Here we are. Click in the text box and we're gonna right click to paste that in. So I have my text highlighted, right? Make sure you're highlighting that text first so it replaces it, right? We don't want that initial, default text there. Then we're gonna right click to paste that in. And now when we click configure widgets on the bottom right, it will pull that coding to life. So after you've pasted that in, and I'll show you that once more, don't worry. But I'll click configure widgets on the bottom right, like magic. I swear. It go ahead and creates this beautiful mortgage calculator. You'll see the app option is at the bottom there, and that is required to save it. So this is what it will look like. And it looks great. We don't need to do anything further. Okay. So all we did is we copied that coding from this website, right? We click copy to clipboard, and we came over here and pasted it in our text box. And to get it to display, just a heads up in case you missed that part, if you're still looking at a bunch of coding, just make sure you click on configure widgets on the bottom right. And that should pop it in for you. Okay, and if it doesn't change immediately, all right, hold tight, it might change on the live site for you, depending on your browser, the widget. All right, and if, of course, guys, if you have any trouble with any of these pages, if you find that, oh, that didn't work out the way I did on hers, shoot us an email, jot that down, shoot us an email after class, and these are things that we can help troubleshoot for you and help assist you with. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on done and click save changes. Okay. And don't worry about the SEO description or anything quite yet, as we will be working on changing that over to the mortgage calculator when we actually make this page live on your site. So even if under configure widgets, it says these items, that's totally fine. Okay, that's applying to the widget down here. But for the page itself, we'll be setting up a separate title as we add this to your live site. So let's click on save changes on the top right. And click on no again. And I know that's weird. So we're clicking on save changes on the top, and it's asking if you want to publish your page. Click no for right now, because again, we're going to make them all live at once, less jumping around. Okay, so I have those two added. Top two I have are mortgage calculator and testimonial capture. All right, so just a couple more pages we're going to add in here. We're going to add in, I'm going to show you how to add a homekeeper. Yeah, if you guys clicked yes, it's no worries. If it actually publishes, it'll just take you over to this section directly. So if you clicked yes, that's fine. It can totally be live. And we're going to come back here and I'm going to show you how to add all those pages to your menu. If you clicked yes, let's just come back over to the agent site pages right here. And we're just going to add a few more before we take these live or put them on your actual live site. So what I'm going to show you next is how to create a blog widget on your site that will automatically blog for you, which is super cool. So there's not necessarily a built-in blog on your site already. So adding in a homekeeper blog will allow you to, it will actually allow the widget to blog on your behalf. So it adds like 2 to 3, I believe, blogs per week on your website, and they're really phenomenal blogs. You'll be able to look at them and everything about different housing projects, seasonal changes, you name it. And again, it does it for you, which is incredible. It writes those blogs for you. It really helps brand you as an expert in the housing market. So let's take a look at how we can get that added in. Now for this feature, we need our HomeKeeper account. Okay? Our HomeKeeper account is something that we set up for you if we did your initial onboarding, if Scott Leroy Marketing did your onboarding. If you can go ahead and search your inbox for support at scottleroymarketing.com. It should pull up that initial email, which has the subject, Keller Cloud setup complete. It'll have your name and the market center number you're with. All right, and on that, in that email, you'll see all your logins, including your HomeKeeper login. So if you can go ahead and pull that up. Yeah, from what we've heard, the HomeKeeper widgets will still work for these accounts. So as long as you have a KW account specifically, it will still allow you to use that blog widget. Yeah, so if you do not have a HomeKeeper account, shoot us an email and we can actually set that up for you, okay? We're more than happy to, and then you can even ask us to add these pages to your site for you. So if you don't have a HomeKeeper account and just kind of want to watch how this works to add the blog and the vendor widget, I'm going to show you two different widgets that you can add to your site from HomeKeeper. If you don't have a HomeKeeper account, we can set that up for you. Again, shoot us an email, support@scottleroymarketing.com. Let us know you need a HomeKeeper account and you need the HomeKeeper blog page added and HomeKeeper vendor page added. And I'll say those again so you don't have to remember. But if you do have your HomeKeeper account, let's go ahead and go to homekeeper.com. And HomeKeeper is spelled H-O-M-E-K-E-E-P-R. So it's really just the end, just trips you up. So it's K-E-E-P-R, not E-R. I'm going to put our email in the chat just so you guys have that. And let's click sign in on the top right. We need to sign into the realtors version specifically. So that was a little fast. So sign in on the top right and make sure you're selecting the realtor version. And again, this is HomeKeeper without an E between the P and the R. So home, K-E-E-P-R, you can see that right here, .com. And if you're not sure even what your login is, just try what your business email is and the password you use for everything for your KW technology. When we set this up for you, we do just use your business email and your preferred password. So just give it a try. If it doesn't work, you can try forgot password or shoot us an email. We can set it up for you. All right, so I'm going to grab my login here. Okay, so when you log into HomeKeeper, the way that you'll know that it is a KW account is that we have this red banner at the top here. Okay, so that's important that it's a KW version instead of just a pro version of HomeKeeper. So again, if you are seeing a navy banner at the top, that means that it'll be just a pro version of it, and we can help you convert that to a KW version so that you can keep it. So if you'd like to shoot us an email, again, just let us know you need HomeKeeper set up and the 2 pages on your site. We'll know what you mean. So on HomeKeeper, I'm just in the home section. It takes me right here. That's just home. And we just need to scroll down slightly to find the My Widget section. So scroll down, it's the second row. We'll see My Widgets. And you can see we can embed HomeKeeper on your website. So I'll click on Embed Widget. Okay, and we'll have 2 different widgets that we can choose from. We can add that blog widget I was talking about, and you'll see a My Trusted Pros widget. So it'll be a vendor search. I'm going to show you both of them. Let's go ahead and select on the My Blog widget first to open that up. Okay, you'll see some coding here. So for KW command specifically, this is the one that we're going to use. And I'm under My Blog widget. We're going to add both. But you'll see also what that looks like. So this is what the blogging feature looks like for HomeKeeper. It doesn't automatically update that on your site for you. And I think it's 2 to 3 posts per week from what I've seen. So let's go ahead and get this added to your site. So I have my site pulled up in another tab, another window. So you'll have to trade back and forth. Okay, and I'm going to show you now how to do this from the beginning, how we're going to create a new page and add those HomeKeeper blog widgets, okay? So first thing we're going to do, and don't worry, I'll show you how to get to where we are in HomeKeeper again as well, in case you're working on logging in. So again, I am in Command in the Consumer tab, right? It's where we've been hanging the whole class. And we'll click on Create a New Page like we're used to. We're getting to be pros at this. So create a new page on my agent site and click Create Page. Okay, so this one is a little trickier. We are going to use the company profile widget on the right-hand side to help make the outline, make the template, make it look really nice and professional and clean. And I'll show you exactly what it looks like and how to do this. So if you can grab the company profile on the right-hand side, click and hold your mouse and bring it to the blank page and release your mouse. So we're going to use this widget so that it has a really nice banner and then shows the blogs right under it. Right, so that's the plan. We're going to get rid of all that's under there first. So again, I added the company profile widget. And now I need to click Configure Widgets. Anytime I click Configure Widgets, it'll take me to this list where I can choose which widget I want to configure. Since there's only one, makes our life easy to pick. So I can go ahead and pick that widget. You do need to click on that for the settings to pop up. Right, and everything I'm going to say is on the notes. So as far as, you know, write this, delete this, it's all in the notes as well. So you can reference this after class. If you'd like to follow along, I'll be showing you how to do it now. So first of all, the headline, let's go ahead and change this. So this is the headline where my mouse is circling. Let's change that to real estate blog, whatever you'd like to do. Okay, this intro text. So we're going to do a lot of deleting all this default text that's in there. We're going to instead add in the code for the blog. So the intro text, we need to double click everything to highlight it and delete it. Okay, so this intro text is where we're going to put that coding in that I showed you on the HomeKeeper backend. So leave that blank for right now. Come on down to section 1 heading. Okay, and we're essentially going to go through and delete everything. Okay, so we're double clicking to highlight, to delete this one, the section 1 header. Section 1 text, same concept, right? You can either double click on the section to highlight it all, or Command A or Control A on your keyboard will also highlight everything to delete it. Just a heads up, section 1 text does require text. You'll notice if you try to delete it, it yells at you. All right, so because of that, let's just put a space. And if you work around. All right, so we're going through and deleting everything, even these images here. You'll see a little trash can. Let's get rid of it. Cleaning house here. So we're using this widget here for its bones to make the blog widget look really professional. I'm just going through, double clicking to highlight, delete, double clicking, highlight, delete in every single section. All of our images here, let's go ahead and delete. So we have to click that trash can to actually get rid of it. Last two here for the footer text and footer heading. Okay, so this is how it should look like now, guys. As you look over this, it should say like right here, enter heading, right? Drop here or click to browse, right? You want everything to look like there's nothing there. Okay, so the only place that we actually put something in is we put a space on the section 1 text to just allow us to add that. All right, guys, so now all we need to do is copy and paste that coding from the HomeKeeper backend, and I'll show you again how we got there, into this box right here, and it will go ahead and implement the blog in. Daniel, thank you. I told you that I forget every time. Before we do that, though, we're going to change the name of our page on the top left so that we don't get confused. Thank you, Daniel, very much. And so we can name that just Real Estate Blog. Love the help. All right, so make sure you change your name. It's a pain if you forget. All right, and now we're going back and we are changing, or we're gonna go grab the Homekeeper coding to add in our intro text. So I have my Homekeeper account open right here. And again, how we got here is we went to homekeeper.com. So homekeeper.com, just to show you guys in case you're working on logging in and couldn't get that. Again, that's Homekeeper without an E between the P and the R. Homekeeper, and we're selecting sign in for realtors, okay? Specifically your sign in for realtors. Go ahead and put in your login and password, and it should take you to where I am right now. With the red bar specifically indicates the red brand. So any of the red accents here, that indicates you're associated properly with KW. Again, if you're not, shoot us an email. We're happy to help with this and add these pages I'm talking about. We're scrolling down to find the My Widgets. So the second row down. And we're actually starting on the My Blog widget. So go ahead and change the tab if you would to the My Blog widget. We need that second piece of code here, the one that indicates it's for KW command. So I'm going to copy the code. It gives me this nice screen confirmation that it was copied. I'm just copying that code. I'm coming back to my website backend here. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in. So in the intro text, I'm pasting that in. Once you click Save and Apply, it'll kick that into action. And like magic, every time. I'm impressed. So we just copied and pasted that code in to the intro text specifically. Once you click Save and Apply, it will show you what the blog will look like. And you can see because we did it on the company profile widget, it keeps this nice branding. You can, of course, change this banner image if you'd like to change that to a picture of the beach, if you sell on the beach, or more in a city view, you know, of course, this can be changed as well. So, and if you are looking for a free site to find free images, I use Pixelbay. I believe it's called, let's see, pixelbay.com. I'll put this in the chat. No, I lied to you guys. Pixelbay, sorry. I'll put this in the chat so you guys have it. So basically, if you're looking for free images to put on your website, like you want a new banner there, you can actually go to the site, which is Pixabay. I'm putting this in the same chat. Sorry, it's not selecting my Zoom chat here. So I'll put that in the chat for you guys, but it's pixabay.com once it starts acting right. All right, so you can get free images there to go ahead and change that out, change out the banner. So again, click Save and Apply on the bottom. We click on Save Changes on the top right. And again, we're clicking No. Okay, we're not publishing this right now, but we will in just a moment here. Oh, why? All right, guys. So one more widget we're adding from Homekeeper will be a vendor search. So the main purpose of, there we go. All right, I reopened the Zoom chat and it let me post in a link to the free images, just if you want to go ahead and jot that down in your notes, that really comes in handy. Okay, so the main feature of Homekeeper is to add in preferred vendors to suggest to your clients. So it'll be an app that your clients can download on their phone to store all of the preferred vendors that you suggest, whether it be, if you have a preferred mortgage provider or plumber or HVAC repair, especially those vendors that would apply after closing as well. This is a terrific way to help with retention, that you're still staying in front of your clients past closing, because they're able to open HomeKeeper and get an idea of, okay, which vendors do you recommend when I need to get my home repainted now that I've moved in, and so forth. Okay, so what I'm going to show you how to add now is a vendor search on your website, so clients can actually search for your preferred vendors from your site directly. So to do that, as you might have guessed, we're clicking create a new page. Right, we're in the consumer tab where we've been, and we're clicking create a new page on my agent site here, and create page. Same process. All right, and the widget we're using for this one, so of course we've played around with this to see which widgets work with the best coding so that it looks the best for you guys. So I know it feels like we're keeping you on your toes, but for this one we will be adding in the agent profile widget. So on the right hand side, let's go ahead and grab our agent profile widget. This is the widget that is currently on your site that has like the About Me page, which has your bio and so forth. So we're going to change this to be a vendor search instead. So after we lay a widget, as you probably, oh wait, and before Daniel even reminds me, I'm going to change my page name on the top left. So you're sticking in my head already. I'm going to name this vendor search. And again, this title is not search or is not viewable by your client, so don't worry about that too much. Put our vendor search and click configure widgets, right? Anytime we lay a widget, we always have to configure that widget next. And again, just to let you guys know, I use the agent profile widget, click, drag and drop, and now I'm going to configure widgets. Same process here. Go ahead and select the one widget that displays to open the actual settings for it. So you can change the picture right from here. This actually pulls, so this photo right here pulls from the command marketing profile. So if you want to change that permanently for how it displays on all marketing moving forward, make a note to go back into your marketing profile. If you guys get a new headshot, you can always shoot that over to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We're happy to change your headshot. But if you just want it changed for this one specific page, you can change that right from here on the top right. All right, so on the right-hand side here, where it says page title, let's go ahead and change that to local vendors or vendor search, whatever you'd like to be. This will be viewed right here. So it'll say local vendors instead of your name, or preferred vendors, vendor search, whatever you'd like it to say. For the role and company here, this you can really write whatever you want. It's going to be right here. So if you want to write Bass Properties, team, preferred vendors. You have like a team name, or Leah's preferred vendors if you want to use your name. Or you could even write something like, click below to search. And I'll show you what it looks like. All right, as far as for the bio title, we are erasing, and we are also erasing the agent bio. So that should pull in automatically your bio from your command marketing profile. Okay, let's go ahead and erase that. And you'll notice if you try to erase any sections that is required, it will yell at you, so you know. So for the bio title, let's actually go back there and put a space for the bio title, just to override that. And we're going to put in the coding now for the HomeKeeper vendor search in the agent bio section. So again, bio title, let's put a space. And now for the agent bio, let's go grab that coding. So I'm going to switch over to my HomeKeeper account again. And now I'm going to the My Trusted Pros widget. To copy that. So again, you can see which one is for command. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. If you scroll down, you can always see what you're actually implementing. So this is what it's going to look like on your site. So this is exactly how it'll look. It'll be a search. It'll show categories as well, as long as you leave this checked. So I would. All right, so let's go ahead and copy the code. Makes your life easy. It goes ahead and copies it. Let's switch back over to our command site. Okay, so this will be in a different tab, not to lose anyone, or a different window, right? Your HomeKeeper account would be in a different tab than your command website. So go back to where you see the KW logo on the top tab, and we're going to right click to paste in that code in the agent bio. So again, we're pasting that code in the agent bio. So we're grabbing that from our HomeKeeper account. We're clicking copy code to the right of where it says KW command. We're copying that code, and we are right clicking to paste that in the agent bio. Now, once you click save and apply, that will kick that into action. I just love that. And it looks, you can see how it looks very clean. You can see your headshot here, which I really like. You know, if you're not a fan of the text that you put in, you can always change that to instantly, you know, click save and apply and have that update. So don't feel like any of this is set in stone, guys. You can absolutely come in and edit that. If the categories are not displaying, make sure that you have this checked. If that is checked, it might be because you do not have vendors displaying in your account. Shoot us an email. We're more than happy to take a look and even add this for you. So if you have any trouble with this, of course, just let us know. We're here for you. We're here to help. So now that we clicked on save and apply on the bottom, let's click save changes on the top and click no one last time. The next page, we're going to click yes. So it'll be very exciting because I just want to show you now how to add in a local school search. Okay, that'll be the last custom page that we add, kind of. Okay, so local school search, this will be a good one. And if you guys do need to leave, I'll probably be about 10 to 15 minutes over on today's class. But just a heads up, this class will be up, is recorded and will be up on our YouTube channel within 24 hours, if not much less. I do have our YouTube channel bookmarked. I do recommend it. I'm going to put this in the chat as well. The reason I like our YouTube channel, so it's youtube.com/ScottLeroy Marketing, is it will always have our most recent classes and tip videos right at the top here. So, I mean, anytime that there's a new feature launch in Command, we create a tip video as soon as possible and we add it. Brand new classes taught every week, every day of the week, Monday through Friday, are listed here. So again, youtube.com/ScottLeroy Marketing. You'll see all of our uploaded classes, our newest classes, and the search bar here. So the search for the actual channel next to the search icon, that will allow you to search any keyword you can think of in Command, smart plans, opportunities, and you'll get a whole list of all the tips and training classes for that. So just to point that out, if you do need to hop off, youtube.com/ScottLeroy Marketing, the class will be literally right here within 24 hours, if not much sooner. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and add in a local school search. And this is a workaround as well because there's not a local school search provided on your actual site. So this is a workaround we found on another site to pull in the coding. You guys are doing great with this coding. I know this is all next level. It takes a while to get the hang of. But we're going to create a new page one last time here on the top right. So we have on my agent site selected and we're clicking create page. All right, for this one, I'm going to remember to name it first. So let's go ahead and name this local school search, local schools, whatever you'd like to name it. And we are going to pull over the agent profile widget first. Okay, so same widget here that we used for the last one, the agent profile widget on the right-hand side. Click, hold your mouse, drag that over to your blank page to drop it. So as you guys may have guessed, we'll click on Configure Widgets now on the very bottom to adjust this information, and go ahead and select the widget from the list to edit the settings. So same process here every time that we go to edit a page or edit our widget. So page title here, let's go ahead and change that to local school search or local schools. So page title, we're replacing your name with whatever you want the title of the page to be. So local schools, local school search. And then for role and company, that's what's showing right here, that default text. So we can put that in as, let's say, search schools in your area. Again, you can come back and edit any of this. Okay, so same concept here. We're just putting a space in the bio title, right? Because it requires something to save it. And we're going to go ahead and put in the coding that I haven't showed you guys yet in the agent bio. Okay, so now let's go grab that coding. So I'm going to pull this up on my screen, and I'm going to send this out in the Zoom chat. It's also in the notes if you're watching this recorded. 1 second, I'm putting this in the Zoom chat. If everyone watching this live, if you can go ahead and open the Zoom chat and click on that link. If you're watching it recorded, it's a pretty easy one. It's just greatschools.org/widget. So if you want to just type that in, greatschools.org/widget. Okay, and what we're doing is we're adding this school search widget to your site. So we do need to fill in actually just a couple things here to make it default on your area. So in that first box, I would recommend really putting in the city and state that you specialize in. So this, all that's doing, it's recentering the actual search preview to just your general specialty area. So if you can put in your city, state, it will recentralize the map to just start, in general where your clients would be searching. And then we'll leave the next row. Let's come on down to email. So really these next few fields are pretty easy. We're just putting your email and your website URL. Then your email and your website URL for your command site, which is generally something like your first and last name .kw.com. Make sure you agree. And click Get Widget Code. So again, the items I typed in was my city and state. So it would re-centralize the map. I put in my email address and my website URL. I agreed to the terms, and then it will allow me to get the widget code. So we've been, able to click a copy button and it will copy it. For this one, we actually need to highlight it to copy it. So you can just, double click on the box to highlight that, or again, our nifty little trick of Command A or Control A will highlight everything, and you can right click to copy that. Or of course, if you're a fan of shortcuts, Command C or Control C will copy that. But you can right click to copy that. I'm going back to my command site, right? I'm going back to the tab that has the KW logo, and I need to paste that in to the agent bio. So make sure you have whatever's in there off default deleted first, right? So if you had your bio in there, which you probably did, delete that first. Okay, but before we're pasting it in, it doesn't matter. If you already pasted it in, that's fine. But we do need to add one thing to this coding specifically, and that's just to center it. So for this widget, it's a little smaller. So if you don't center it, it kind of looks off the page depending on, what size computer you're looking at, we've come to realize. So no problem to fix that. If you could just put in center, so with the pointy parentheses, which are not at all what they're called, but I'm blanking right now, so you can see on my screen. We need to put that in with the, I'm just gonna go with pointy parentheses, and you guys got this. And then center in between it. And then we're going to paste in that code. So I'm going to right click to paste that in. Okay, and we need to do one last thing is we need to write center again in our pointy parentheses. I couldn't feel more lame saying it like that, but we're gonna roll with it. So we're typing in center again. So we need to have that at the beginning and the end of our code. Okay, so make sure you have center at the end of your code and at the beginning. Angle brackets, thanks. I don't know. I think pointy parentheses sounds a lot better, but I guess we'll stick with angle brackets. Thanks, Daniel. All right, guys. So now when we click save and apply, it will pop that in. It shouldn't matter if there's a space between the iframe code, by the way. So center before and center after, and that will, once you click save and apply, that's what kicks the code into life. And remember, if you guys have to hop off, you can just go to youtube.com/Scott Leroy Marketing, and this recording will be up within 24 hours, if not much sooner. I usually have it by this afternoon. All right, guys, so now we're doing something different. Instead of clicking save changes and click on no, we're gonna click on yes, and I'm gonna show you how to now make all of these cool pages that you added to your site live. All right, so let's click save changes on the top right. So save changes on the top right. And this time we're gonna click on yes. So if you didn't, if you clicked on no, I'll show you how to get here. But for now, if you did, if you clicked on save changes on the top right, click on yes, and that will take you to your agent site pages section where we're actually gonna add these pages to your menu. So this is the current menu on your site on the left-hand side. We're gonna add those additional pages. So if you did not click on yes, if you clicked on no, because I told you to for the past 6 times, you're probably just looking at this, no problem. Okay, so if you're looking at this page, how we get to add the menu or add to the menu is click on Site and App Settings on the top right. It's good for you guys to know anyway. Site and App Settings on the top right. And we need agent site pages. All right, so now we're going to click Add Page on the left-hand side. So Add Page on the left-hand side. And that will pull up all the pages that we have created today. So you can see, how helpful it is to have those named, because if you don't have them named, it just says something like new page with a bunch of characters, and it's hard to know which one's which. But you can also see which ones you created today. So that helps out as well. So I'm going to start from the bottom of the pages that we added. So for today, Testimonial Capture. You can do this in any order. I'm going to start with the Testimonial Capture and click on Continue. So basically you're telling command, okay, which page do you want this new page to go to, right? And we pick the Testimonial Capture. So now we just need to add in these 3 fields for the page title, the URL slug, and the SEO description. Now what I'm advising is all in the notes, so just to show you guys that you do not have to remember all of this. At the bottom of each section, right, because we have each page in red, you'll see that there's the title, URL slug, and SEO that we recommend. So you can copy and paste that over, okay, or whatever you would like. Just a recommendation. So to explain the difference between them, the page title, this will show on Google, right, navigations. It'll also show on the top of the tab of the page. So we want to go ahead and name this, let's say, Testimonial Capture, or leave a review, right? What do you want it to say? Oh, and this is what it shows on your actual website menu. Of course, that's important. So if you wanted to say leave a review, you can go ahead and do that. So leave a testimonial, leave a review. I like those the best, personally. The URL slug is what's going to show after your website address. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So typically I just kind of name it the slug, the same thing as I name the page title, but you do need to put dashes between it. So with the URL slug, you'll notice the preview right under it. It's my website address, so leahbass.kw.com/leave-a-review. So, you know, in a website URL, you can't put in spaces. Instead, we put in these hyphens to indicate to search engines that those are separate words to help with search engine optimization. Okay, so essentially page title and URL slug can be the same, just instead of spaces, we're putting dashes or hyphens. SEO description, this is what will show under, like on Google, you know, if you Google search anything, you see a bunch of blue links display that you can click on. Underneath those blue links, it tells you kind of like a little paragraph about what that page would do if you clicked on it. That's what we're putting here. So you can go ahead and type in leave a review for your experience with Bass properties, let's say. Again, this is on the notes, so you don't have to get creative here. You can go ahead and copy and paste that. Typically about 2 lines here is all that Google will accept, but this is a great place for keywords to help with search engine optimization. So you can always make a note to come back in here and, you know, make these a little bit more elaborate. And you can click save on the bottom. All right, and once I do, I'll see that the page name on the left-hand side did change to leave a review. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and add the other one. So I'm gonna do that a little quickly here as we go through, just so I can show you guys what it looks like on your live site. So we'll add that mortgage calculator next, click continue. I'm going to change the page title. This is how it will show on my menu. Let's say the mortgage calculator. I'm going to name the URL slug the same thing, but I'm going to add a dash. Remember, URL slug, no spaces, only hyphens or dashes. SEO description, you know, calculate. Okay, and just a tip for SEO descriptions, guys. Of course, like adding in the tool that you are indicating on this page is helpful, but also, you know, indicating things like, you know, writing in a sentence and learn more about how Bass Properties Realty can help assist you on your buying and selling transaction today, right? Those were some really important keywords in there, including words like real estate or realty in there in the SEO description, including things like buying and selling process, your team name, things like that, right? I'm telling you guys kind of like a first sentence, but I would always recommend coming back and you can just add in some default text here of, you know, a little more branding to your team name, real estate, you know, these keywords, buying or selling process, you know, what keywords do you want your site to pull up on search engines, right? That's kind of what you want to think of here. Again, make sure you click save every time. Once you click save, it will update that on your live site. So I have these 2 live now on my site. I'm going through, adding a page to do my real estate blog. Again, page title and URL slug same, except URL slug has dashes. And so you can see what that page name is, right? So you can always mark it out just that specific page. If you want to mark it out just your blog or just your testimonial capture form, right? To leave a review. You can send that out directly with the slug. And I'll show you how you can always grab these later too. So SEO description, you know, read more about how we can help with your real estate transaction. And click save. Guys, I know this is quick. I do. I'm running out of time here, so I just want to show you how these look on the live site as well. So bear with me here. Jot down notes of anything you want to add to these SEO descriptions, I would recommend, and it's super easy to come back and edit these. So vendor search. SEO descriptions, I'm going to put in search local vendors. I'm just keeping it simple for you guys. And again, just a reminder, this is all in the notes as well. So if you just want to copy and paste from there, we have the widgets or the pages separated on there so you can grab the SEO description. And last but not least, we have local schools. All right, we're on the home stretch here, guys, and I'll show you these on our live site. So local school search. SEO description, I'm going to put in search schools in your area. And save. Okay, guys, so now we did it. All right, we added all the pages. And again, I know that was a little quick. Shoot us an email if you have any questions. I, of course, can look at this after class. But you can come back in here. So after, we take a look at your site after class, you can come back in here anytime if you'd like to jot down. We're in the agent site pages. Okay, so how we got here is actually first we clicked on site and app settings from this section of command. Step 2 is agent site pages. And then you can easily come back and edit any of these. So if you click on it, you'll see that you can edit all of these items right away. You can reorder these as well. So if you want, your real estate blog a little higher, no worries, just click and hold the dots on the left-hand side to drag that up the top. Okay, so you can reroute this or reorganize however you'd like it. Okay, and now let's go to our live site to see what we actually implemented today. So if you can join me, the easiest way to get to your live site from this back end, in my opinion, is the agent site pages. If you click on that again, right, this is where we did all of our adding of the pages. And you'll notice now that these eyeball icons are now live, right? Because it means these pages are live. And just a reminder, you can always come back in and edit any of these pages with the 3 dots and click on edit. All right, but how we're going to view those on our live site, we'll click on our URL. It'll be at the top here on that blue bar. So pull up your live site. And all of these new pages will be viewed under the menu on the top right. We usually get the question of, hey, can I make my menu display on the top of my site? Not yet. That's a hugely inquired topic. So KW has said that they are rolling out future templates of the site. And I'm thinking that that will be a big one on the new template that comes out. So I would think that would be coming soon. So hang tight to that. But for right now, no, it has to be categorized under your team name on the top right. And you can go through and see the different pages that you added. The real estate blog, how that looks, how our leave a review option looks. And just a heads up for the leave a review, you can also, put in these reviews for your clients. If you have, let's say, all your reviews on Zillow and you want to add your Zillow reviews to the site, you can go ahead and add those in here. And if you can stay around for 5 more minutes, I'll show you how you can add the reviews that come in to your actual site before I let you go. All right, so just a heads up, if you are, again, have all your reviews on Zillow, Realtor.com, whatever the case may be, you can come in here and actually put those in for your client, put in their first and last name. It does ask for an address, but even if you just put in, let's say, like your city and state, that's fine too. Here, I'll show you guys how this works. So you can either send this to your clients to have them put it in, the review, or you can do this on behalf of your clients. I'm just filling this in. The address, again, typically city and state will work. Make sure if you're putting this in for yourself to select all the stars, or it will actually come over with no stars. And then you can write the review, so copy and paste it over from, let's say, Zillow or your other website, whatever it may be, wherever you have your reviews. Then you can click this is from a client's perspective, right? Then I clicked on preview the testimonial or the review. It'll give you a preview and I'll click on submit. Again, this is generally from a client's perspective, but if you want to post these reviews as well, I'll show you now how you can actually add those live reviews to your site. Again, that should just take 5 more minutes here if you guys can stick around. Sorry, I know I'm over. We have the mortgage calculator as well on here, and so you can view all of the cool new pages that we have added in. And guys, if anything's not showing properly on here, shoot us an email, support@scottleroymarketing.com. We can remake it for you and help with that. Okay, so last thing I promise is I'm just going to show you now how to add if anyone leaves a testimonial to your site. Okay, if anyone fills this form out, you do need to manually add it to your website. Okay, it will not just show up on your website at this time, at least. You do need to manually add that, which is good. I guess you can, like, preview the review, make sure it's a wonderful review before adding it to your site. So last page here for you page making pros, we are going back to the command backend. So if you were looking at your live site here, just go back to the KW logo that's actually outlined in red with the white KW logo, and that'll be the back end of command. Okay, so last thing we're doing, we're clicking create a new page on the top right. So we're in the consumer tab. You guys should feel pretty comfortable with this by now. Create a new page on the top right on my agent site. Create page. All right, so which widget we need to use? First, let's rename this. So on the top left, let's go ahead and name this to, client testimonials, client reviews, right? Because my other page was named leave a review. So I'm going to make this one named client reviews. All right, so then on the right-hand side, so we have two options here. So we do have a testimonial carousel, so that will scroll the testimonials through, but just a heads up, that only allows for 4 testimonials at this time. Again, I would imagine that will be something that is increasing as the new templates come out for these websites. KWRI has said they're working on that. And you'll also see the testimonials list version, and that's the one we would recommend because it will allow you to feature up to 10 testimonials. So testimonial list will allow you to feature up to 10. So if you'd like to use that widget, let's click, hold your mouse, drag and drop to the left side and release. Okay, right, because the testimonial carousel you can use as well, but you'll only be able to include 4 testimonials to feature. So if you use the testimonial list, we can use 10, click to drag and drop to the left-hand side. It'll be gray until we click configure widgets. Let's go ahead and add in so we're clicking configure widgets on the right-hand side. Click the actual widget from that list here to open the settings. Same process we've been doing, but just to kind of show you guys what it looks like back here. So again, you'll need to do this anytime that someone leaves a new review. You will need to come in and manually select that, manually add it to the page. So let's say I have the headline. Let's go ahead and add that as client reviews. Okay, for the intro text, I'll put something like, read what clients have to say about their experience with Bass Properties. Okay, and you can pick which parts of the testimonial displaying, like as far as if you want their first and last name to display, their city, when they've been a client since, or their neighborhood, so forth. Okay, but you'll see the reviews that you've gotten from that widget right from here. So if you've left yourself a widget, if you've left yourself a testimonial from there, that's totally fine. Like if you've done that on your client's behalf, or if your clients have left a review there, you'll see it on this list here. So you can check or uncheck any that you would like added. Once you click save and apply, it will pull that over. So once I click save changes on the top right, so let's just go ahead and make this live, and I'll show you how you can easily come back and edit to add further testimonials. So we'll click on Save Changes on the top right. This will be the final steps of class, guys. We're just going to make this live. So Save Changes. So in this case, I'm going to click on Yes, because we're just going to go ahead and make this live. So click on Yes. Save Changes on the top right, click on Yes, right? And you can see that takes you directly to the agent site pages where we edit our menu on the left-hand side. So anytime we create a new page, as you're seeing, you create the new page first, and then in order to actually put it on your site, put it on your site menu, it will direct you to these agent site pages where you need to manually add the new page. So just creating the new page on your site doesn't actually put it on your live site until you add it to the menu here. So I'm adding in the client reviews, that top one that we just added. Same process here, right? I'm making the page title, our slug here. And I'll put something similar like read what clients have to say about their experience with fast properties. I'm just not going to type it all. And I'll click on save. All right, and then that's it. Now that is live on your site. The client reviews as well. Of course, you can click to drag to, put that up with the leave a review option there if you want those side by side. And then just a reminder, as your clients leave more testimonials, or if you're adding those on your client's behalf, you will need to actually go back and edit that page to select those new client reviews coming in. So under edit site pages, right, that's where we can actually edit the site itself or the page itself just by clicking on the 3 dots and then clicking on edit. And that's where we can go in and it'll allow us to configure the widgets. I know this is a little fast, guys, so if you come to do this and have any issues, we're here to help. But the new additional widget or testimonials will be right here, so you can click to check those and add those. All right, guys, so yeah, that is website 201 in a nutshell. And again, I absolutely know that was a whole lot of info. We're here to help with this, though. We're here to help get your website, exactly how you want it to be, customized to you, helping adding these additional pages. So if you had any trouble during class or something didn't look the same as my screen, shoot us an email. We're more than happy to help. support@scottleroymarketing.com. And again, I'll resend out the notes just so you guys have that. It'll overview everything that I said today in today's class. If you have any questions, please just let us know. All right, guys, I'll be sticking around to answer any questions that you guys may have on the live class, and I will go ahead and stop the recording. I hope this helped. I hope you have a great rest of your day.